Game Informer's Spider-Man PS4 Little Touches video was pretty awesome, but there are some even littler touches that I'd like to go into today. Maybe even some bigger ones. Hey, Chris Baker here. If you've watched any of my Spider-Man PS4 videos in the past, you know I love the little touches, and Game Informer just released a video all about that. I'm not going to go over each and every one of these, but what I am going to do is highlight some other little touches that I didn't see highlighted here. Let's begin with one that's been there pretty much since we found out the game takes place in October last year. Check out the leaves on the trees. It's all fall colors, which is appropriate. It's possible that open world games in the past have done this before, but I've never noticed it. It's always been green trees for the most part. Nice detail, Insomniac. Also in this footage, there's a part where Spider-Man just kind of looks on and surveys the scene as Mr. Negative's inner demons patrol a consolidated shipping hub. If you look at the truck, let's take a moment to appreciate just how much added detail there is here. It doesn't just say the name of the company, doesn't just have a slogan on top of that. It also has a URL and some other writing down to the bottom right that I can't make out. And if you look around, you'll see there's a bunch of boxes around. Some are in good shape, some are in bad shape. It all just makes things feel more real. To that end, look at all the garbage everywhere. I don't know if the New York Police Department has any reason to arrest the inner demons yet, but they can at least give them a ticket for littering. And that notice to the right. Notice the notice, people. These little details may not seem like much, but subconsciously you're processing this as a real environment the more of this stuff that you actually see. This stuff may not be as sexy as like the graphics themselves, but they contribute to our mental process that leads us to believe that we're actually looking at something awesome. Also, birds. On more of a gameplay tip, it's safe to assume that we're looking right here at a Fisk side mission, as was detailed this week in Game Informer's coverage. The word optional is a big tip off there. Another side quest type that we just learned about this week was the Oscorp research stations. And in addition to lines like this,
"Hey, I think I'm close to one of Harry's research stations."
You can also just keep an eye out for the microscope icon. You guys like my geography sections, right? Well, don't go assuming right away like I did that you're looking at the entrance to Washington Square Park right here. The arch is a little different, and there are cars driving through it, which would make sense for the entrance to the Manhattan Bridge, which I think is what we're actually looking at here. That's further corroborated by the fact that there are a lot of Chinese businesses around, both in real life and in the game. Next, did you guys catch my Times Square video last time? If so, you know there was a lot to look at, and I found one more thing in this new footage. If you look to the bottom of the screen right here, you can just make out a building with an American flag on the side. This is pretty much exactly where the US Armed Forces recruiting station is. Is it too much to ask for Flash Thompson to hang out in there? And then we get a little bit of story when this happens.
All done. What's happening? Yuri? Yuri!
I don't know about you, but this made me flash back to the story trailer when we got this big explosion next to Yuri Watanabe.
More backup.
Are they the same thing, though? After closer examination, it's possible, but I kind of doubt it. You just need to watch the footage to see what I mean.
People will beg you for help, but you won't be able to save them.
Get more backup.
And finally, my favorite piece of new information.
Welcome to Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson, alerting you to the threats you don't even know about. Let's dive right into the calls. Speak.
Yes, J. Jonah Jameson has his own podcast, and I'm sure we get to hear a lot of anti-Spider-Man propaganda along the way. That's going to be awesome. His show is called Just the Facts, which is something we've actually known since PSX back in December. We just didn't know what it was exactly. As far as I know, Jameson has never actually had a podcast or a radio show or anything like that in the comics. However, in recent years, he has had his own TV show. I think a podcast is the perfect way to reflect on that in a video game. You don't want to just sit there and watch Jameson yap his mouth. Okay, maybe you do a little bit. But we'll theoretically get a lot more of that in podcast form as you're just swinging around. So in that sense, it is rooted in the comics. And the name of the show kind of is as well. His TV show in the comics is on the Fact channel. Just the Facts, Fact Channel. It's all very factual. Also a fact, this video is over, and God of War is out very soon, so I can't promise another video soon, but I can't unpromise one either. Follow Spider-Ham's advice, and I'll see you next time.